Today's video is going to be a little more off the cuff and unscripted because I really wanted to share something with you guys that can really be instrumental and critical in your success as a filmmaker or content creator or creative of any sort. And heck, it can even be helpful for you in life. And that is this one thing. This right here. Failures, setbacks, and mistakes. These are not your enemies. These are your friends, and they can propel you so much farther in life if you let them. I know I sound completely insane, but hear me out, because this is some of the best wisdom that I've experienced recently that will help really make a difference in your creative career. Before we get into that, however, if you're new here and you somehow stumbled across my channel, then welcome to Visionaries Studios. This here is the only place on YouTube where you can learn the art of filmmaking made simple. I'm Michael, and I teach the art of filmmaking without all the jargon, without all the unnecessarily complicated bits. And I teach filmmaking in its purest, simplest, and most easy to grasp form. Here you'll also find original short films and music videos and other creative projects that I produce. And if that's your kind of thing, then go down below, click the subscribe button and the bell icon, so that way you don't miss anything from the studio. With that out of the way, let's get into the reason why you came. Failure is your friend. As humans, it's pretty obvious that we go through a lot. We go through almost any lengths to completely avoid failure, setbacks, and mistakes if at all possible. We fear them because we fear that our mistakes and our failures will reflect back on us as people. We think sometimes that, a failure or mistake is fatal in some way to us. If not physically, it can be fatal mentally, it can be fatal emotionally, spiritually, or it can even damage our ego and our pride, and it can even really damage how other people view us, and it can really damage our self-esteem if we let it. But is this the right way to think about failure, setbacks, or mistakes as a whole? I say not at all. You see, failure is a part of being human, and it is something we can never escape, no matter how hard we strive for perfection, and no matter how hard we try to, be perfect in everything we do. And this especially rings true for us as filmmakers, content creators, YouTubers, and creatives of all sorts. We can get really stuck in a mental prison of aiming for perfection in our projects. And sometimes this causes us to never release, what we're working on because we think, oh, it's not perfect, it's not right. And to other people, it can be amazing, but in our heads, it's terrible. And we're afraid of facing the potential failure of, that project, that film, that story we're writing, whatever. But if we let it, failure can be our greatest teacher and teach us some things that we might never learn otherwise. Now you're probably thinking, why is he talking about failure when this is a filmmaking channel? Because failure is an unsung hero that will level up your skills and your talent and ability as a filmmaker, content creator, YouTuber, if you simply embrace it instead of avoiding it. In fact, let me give you a real life example. A while back, I posted about a music video project that I was super excited to do, and things were finally coming together for it. I had a singer, I had the backing track, I had the location, I had all the ideas and the gear ready to go. And through no one's fault, through circumstances that were outside of my control and outside of my talent's control, and outside of kind of everyone's control, the project was shot, but it was unfortunately never able to be released. It was never able to be finished. And in that moment, I realized, there's two choices that I have before me right now. I have the choice of just letting this setback, this failure, this doomed project just eat away at me and, just ruin me emotionally. I can just stew in this. I can just sulk in the fact that I failed a project, or I could do what I could to learn from the whole experience and emerge out the other side as a better filmmaker and content creator. Which of those do you think I chose? If you're watching this video, then you obviously know that I chose option 2. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't just a walk in the park to just simply, move on from the project and just accept the failure. It took a lot of soul searching and a lot of, introspection, and heck, even some prayer to really sort of learn what I needed to learn from this. And, even though I would have liked to see the project take form and eventually be uploaded for you all to see, I had to understand that, sometimes things don't work out because they're not meant to. But that doesn't mean something great still can't come from it. In fact, this whole video was because that project didn't make it. And I'm hoping that you guys take a couple of really crucial lessons from this video if you learn nothing else. The first thing you need to learn is that embracing failure is your way forward. And the second thing you need to learn is that failure will level you up faster than success. Now, it's going to take some time to really get used to the idea of embracing failure and setbacks and mistakes rather than running from them, because it's a little counterintuitive, especially when you consider how we are as people. But when it comes to this, the best thing you can do is embrace the mess ups, because once you learn from them, you'll take care not to make the same mistakes again, and you'll grow and you'll improve in your skills so much faster than if you were to just not really think about what went wrong. Do yourself a favor and embrace the mistakes that are inevitably going to happen on your sets or in your stories or in your YouTube videos or whatever you're creating. Embrace those, learn from them, and make failure, setbacks, and mistakes your lifelong friends, because you're going to be making a lot of them, but they're going to be teaching you a lot at the same time. Go out there, write, shoot, direct, edit, put your projects out there for everyone to see. It doesn't matter how you may feel about them. It doesn't matter if you have that sort of niggling anxiety about, oh my gosh, what are people going to think of this? Is it going to be well received? Oh, this went wrong on the set. No, don't do any of that. Instead, simply put it out there and learn from it. Learn from the mistakes, and the mistakes will level you up. That's going to do it for today's somewhat off-the-cuff video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a lot from it, and I hope you guys learned a few valuable lessons going forward that should help you in your creative career. If you want to see more, then go down below and click the subscribe button and click that little bell icon so that way you don't miss a single video from the studio. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook to see what I'm doing outside the studio. I'll see you guys later, and don't forget, stay awesome, Visionaries.